guys? Welcome to the first round of the Hive's 2015 Game of the Year Tournament. I'm Buffalo Prime.
And I'm Jace.
So let's take a look at this bracket right now. We're going to play the first round right now. So let's head in first with number 1 Fallout 4 versus number 8 Until Dawn. Graphics.
Honestly, I'd have to say, Until Dawn probably received this because they take an actor, put him in a studio, and said, hey, we're going to digitize you and put you in the game.
And you can see it. There are famous actors that are in
great.
there. It looks super good. And that's hard to beat Fallout 4, but yeah, I give the nod to Until Dawn as well. Gameplay. It's so hard to beat Fallout 4 in terms of gameplay. There's so much more you can do in Fallout 4 than Until Dawn.
Yeah, I mean, Until Dawn is very linear. Fallout 4 is like, hey, go explore.
Yeah, and it's got the build mode, it's got the gun. I mean, it's way better. Fallout 4 for sure.
Fallout 4.
Story.
Basically, I'd have to give it to Fallout 4. You can go anywhere you want. You choose your story. You can choose what faction you want to be part of. You make your story.
Yeah, and while Until Dawn does have the very end game, which it does depend on your decisions, it takes you along a linear path where Fallout goes, okay, here's the main story, but here's the world.
And I didn't like how it started off like a psycho kind of sort of thing and then became like a supernatural sort of thing.
So I give the nod to Fallout 4. Music and sound. Fallout 4 does a really good job of taking the orchestrated pieces, the sound effects of the guns and the environment, and the voice acting in general, and just brings it all together. The different personalities of different enemies.
I'll agree with you that Fallout 4 takes this.
It takes it. Until Dawn's got the acting, but Fallout 4's just got everything else. It's a complete package. So round 1 winner is Fallout 4. And I don't think Until Dawn stood a chance, to be honest.
No, the only thing that had it going for it was because it took actors and brought it in. But honestly, other than that, Fallout was just amazing.
Yeah, but Until Dawn is great.
It's great. It just didn't stand a chance against Bethesda.
Okay.
The next matchup we're doing is the number 2 Black Ops 3 versus number 7 Bloodborne. Graphics.
Honestly, I'd have to say the graphics, go to Black Ops 3.
Yeah.
Bloodborne was good, and I mean, it's very close in that aspect. But Black Ops 3 brings, off the water, the environment. I'd have to give it to Black Ops 3.
I'd have to agree with that as well because of the whole glitchiness nature. Like Bloodborne has a couple of different areas where the movement's awkward and things like that, but Black Ops didn't have that. Gameplay. I gotta give the nod to Black Ops 3. There's just way more you can do in Black Ops 3 than you can in Bloodborne in terms of the different modes, zombies, multiplayer, everything like that.
Ooh, I'm gonna have to disagree with you. I'm gonna go with Bloodborne. Bloodborne, I feel like just gameplay, choosing your style of fighting, you can choose what you want to do in that game, and it's just amazing. And I have to give it to Bloodborne.
Story.
Honestly, I'm gonna choose Bloodborne. Bloodborne, you can choose your story if you want to. Not really necessarily choose it, but you can decide if you want to listen into the lore. You can immerse yourself if you decide to, and the story really is compelling. It's dark. It's a gothic style.
See, I give the nod to Bloodborne, not necessarily because Bloodborne has a great story, but because Call of Duty always has terrible stories. You never play Call of Duty for the story, you play for the action and multiplayer, so I give it to Bloodborne as well. Music and sound. I gotta piggyback on the same mindset that I had in the last category. I give it to Bloodborne, but not because it was better, but because Call of Duty Black Ops 3, terrible sound. It sounds bad. Reload a gun, you'll know what I mean.
Bloodborne is just amazing. I think, piggyback because Black Ops is here. No, Bloodborne deserves this, okay? Bloodborne has crazy, gothic style music. It's intense, depending on who you're fighting. It's just like, sometimes it's even dead silent, and it just makes you creepy. It's just like, yeah, there's sound, but maybe even the lack of sound, just boom.
So we got an upset alert. Bloodborne knocks off Black Ops 3. That kind of just shows that just because your game sells a lot doesn't necessarily mean it's Game of the Year material. Nope. So Call of Duty, fantastic game. The multiplayer brings Call of Duty back from the brink of death that Advanced Warfare put it in. But Bloodborne's a better game.
We don't reward failure. RTB for debrief and reassessment.
Our performance didn't deserve victory.
All right, let's move down to Halo 5 versus Star Wars Battlefront.
Oh, this is a good matchup.
This is probably the most even matchup of the entire tournament thus far.
Oh, this was really hard, guys. Watch them duke it out, man.
Graphics.
Honestly, I'm going to have to give the graphics to Star Wars. It's just so clear, perfect, smooth. And it's just like the starfighters, just everything. It's just really good.
I got to give it to Star Wars as well. Halo has made huge strides in bringing forward their games and the graphics and everything like that. But Star Wars, we haven't seen a good Star Wars video game in a long time. They brought it up and made it look amazing.
It's just DICE, They always had.
It's the bigger studio taking the bigger leap in terms of graphics. Gameplay. Honestly, Halo 5, I gotta give it to Halo 5. The gameplay, the way the fighting works, the movement, the fluidity of that entire game, I think is better than Star Wars Battlefront.
I'm gonna give it to Star Wars. 343 is doing great. Okay, I will admit that they're taking new leaps to bringing Halo up to those top games. But I'm gonna have to give it to Star Wars just for the simple fact we have Fighter Squadron mode. We got certain different modes where you can choose what kind of gameplay you want to play, and I like that.
Yeah, the amount of multiplayer, I can see that.
I like that.
Story. Now, before we go any further, note Star Wars Battlefront doesn't have a story mode. But it's a part of a grander story of Star Wars and the universe of Star Wars.
Taking that lore and
so
immersing it.
How well does Star Wars Battlefront immerse you into its universe?
You know, from the very beginning, you were telling me when you got into a fight on Hoth, it didn't tell you why you were getting into the fight or what happened or what's going on there. It goes, here's Hoth. Now go fight. And now, that's pretty shitty.
Yeah.
That's pretty shitty.
Yeah.
So Halo 5 gets the story, in my opinion, with its compelling bringing Master Chief, finding Cortana, and, bringing that back.
And I think story is the weakest one. I'm going to give it to Halo 5 as well, but I think this is a weak category for both games because Star Wars Battlefront did nothing to provide you with lore.
Right.
And Halo took a weird turn that I didn't enjoy. But Halo 5 had the better story overall. Music and sound. How can you beat Star Wars Battlefront when you have the lasers, the lightsaber sounds, the everything? It's
even
authentic.
the music, the classic music. They didn't mess with the music. They brought in that classic music, and it's amazing.
Yeah. So
Star Wars.
I agree. Another upset hit says Star Wars Battlefront takes out Halo 5. Halo 5, I mean, neither of us are fans of that game, but we judged it pretty objectively.
We
were unbiased. Yeah. So Halo 5, I think it's a step in the right direction. 30 more years of Halo, though, that's a tough sell. But
we'll see.
Xbox users obviously want to check out Halo 5.
343 is just starting.
Goodbye, John.
All right, final matchup for this first round. Number 4, Batman versus number 5, Witcher 3, Wildheim.
This is a very close match. This is a tough one.
This one is because the games are very identical in terms of...
And they came out around the same time, too.
They did. Woo! Graphics.
Honestly, the graphics on both are amazing. But I'm going to give the slight edge to Batman.
Why?
Because it's just... honestly, the darker style, it was the rain on his suit. You didn't play it on PC, so it was just amazing. And honestly, we did have our hiccups with the 60 frames per second. I went in and fixed it myself. And after I fixed that, it was amazing.
And that's why I'm giving the nod to Witcher 3 Wildheim, because it didn't have those same problems. Right. The game itself, it has the same wet style to it. It's just, holy cow. Like riding on your horse, going through the grass.
It was close. But
so we disagree there. Gameplay. Gameplay is tough, but is it? Because Witcher 3 has so much versatility
it's
to
Witcher
it.
3.
Witcher 3.
This wasn't tough for me. Witcher 3 it's so versatile. You go where you want. You can do that in Batman, but at the very end, it just gets repetitive. Okay, go take out this thing. Just go take out this thing.
Witcher
and it becomes
3 is so
repetitive.
open, and it's not. Story.
Story is amazing from Batman.
Jeez.
From Batman.
There's that curveball coming at you. Why?
Batman takes the story for me because simply it was just dark. It brought you in all the characters. It told you backstory. If you didn't read the comics, didn't matter. It told you the story.
Witcher 3, I was going to give the nod to, but if you've never played the first 2 Witchers, it does kind of hinder you in Witcher 3.
It does.
It does.
It does.
It does, though.
Oh, dude,
it does a little bit.
It gives you that backstory.
When you play the very beginning of the game, I didn't really know what was going on in the entire lore of the game. Batman brings you up to speed way better. Bring up way more speed. So Batman gets a nod for me as well.
And honestly, I just want to say this real quick about Batman. Okay, it went on the base on the Jason Todd story. And if you didn't know nothing about Jason Todd, it showed you what happened to Jason Todd with Joker. And that was just amazing. I loved it.
Music and sound. Witcher 3 has some of the best ambient music and sound effects I've ever seen.
So does Batman, but the edge has to go to Witcher
3. I agree.
Based on just like right from that title, the title screen, you don't even press start. It's like dun. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, it brings you in.
Just immersed.
Well. Witcher 3 takes out Batman in the first round. I don't want to be biased, and obviously my ratings were based on an unbiased opinion. I'm not a big Batman fan to begin with, but I know that the game is phenomenal.
That's why I'm. It's surprising to hear that he agreed with me. Some of the Batman. He never played Batman games. And,
I watched it though.
Right, and he watched me play it. I told him about it. And from him watching me, he understood that
Certain aspects are good, but
Great.
Witcher 3 definitely a little bit of a
Yes,
better game.
I will
By a
agree.
little bit.
You killed them, didn't you, Henry?
Oh, Bats, you're so easy.
So let's take a look forward to the next episode. Fallout 4 will take on Star Wars Battlefront, while Bloodborne will take on Witcher 3. That's some good matchups right there as we head into the semifinals, so make sure to check out
Stay tuned.
next time.